Hi and welcome to today's mobility class. My name is Kayla and I'm going to be taking you through mobility exercises that you can do at your work desk. While working from home, it's really easy for our neck to feel tight, our back. We might not have the ideal desk situation and setup to be working from home. So it's really important that you take time out of your day to do at least 5 to 10 minutes of a nice stretching and mobility routine at that desk. Today we're going to be going a little bit longer, and you can pick and choose what you'd like to do at your desk. The only thing you'll need today is a chair. I've got one situated here so you guys can see me easily today. And then you don't need it necessarily. We'll be doing this at the very end, but a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball, some type of ball that you can keep near your desk, is going to help you a lot to relieve some of that discomfort you might have during your day. So everything we're going to be doing today, please know when I say to do a certain stretch, you're wanting mild discomfort. We don't want anything super painful, and we don't want to push ourselves to the extremes. So know your body's limits, find what feels comfortable for you, and let's feel a little bit better for our work day, okay? To start, we're going to be in that chair. I want you to sit up nice and tall. How this is going to work is I'll explain the exercise, and then we're going to hold it for a good 20 to 30 seconds today, okay? So let's go ahead and start with our neck. We're going to sit up nice and tall in that posture and in that chair. Sit up nice and straight, pull those shoulders back, and we're going to start off with our neck stretching today. So we're going to go from our right shoulder over to our left shoulder, and what I'd like you to start with is just closing your eyes. Let's go ahead and close those eyes. I've got my palms up here, and I want you to take that right ear to your right shoulder. If you'd like to, you can add a little bit of extra pressure by pulling gently on that head. And then slowly look past that right shoulder toward the floor. Back to center, over to the left ear, down toward that shoulder, again adding that hand if you'd like. And looking past that left shoulder now, toward the floor. Gently come back to center. Right now, let's go ahead and focus on our deep breathing. So now that we've done that, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale out of your mouth. Inhale and exhale. Last one here. Good. From here, guys, we're going to sit up again nice and tall. Check that posture. I want you to take those hands. We're going to push those palms out in front of us, getting a nice little wrist stretch here. And reaching up to the ceiling. Good. Let's lean that to the right side. Back to center and left side. Good. Back to center here. Slowly relax those arms down. We're going to go ahead and scoot to the edge of our seat now. What I'd like you to do, again, we're going to take that right leg up over our left leg. So you've got a nice hip opener here. You're going to have one hand on that knee, one hand on that ankle. We're going to put just a little bit of pressure down on that knee. So still sitting up nice and tall. I'm feeling the stretch in my hip and glute. So we're going to hold this here for 30 seconds and then switch sides. Good. Gently come out of that stretch we've done each side here. You might have felt a little tight in those glutes and those hips. If you did, go ahead and repeat that one again or hold it a little bit longer. Know that all the stretches we do, if you'd like to hold them longer, that's completely fine. From this next one, you're going to have those feet flat on the floor. We're going to be doing a rotation and a reach. Know your limits on this one. I'm going to be reaching down toward the floor and rotating up to the ceiling. If you need to be a little bit higher up, that's completely fine. Maybe you can only just do a gentle twist or just a reach up. That's fine as well, okay? So what we're going to do for 30 seconds, you're going to rotate. You're going to hold for about 5 seconds, up nice and tall, and then we're going to rotate to the other side nice and easy, okay? So let's go ahead and begin that. Let's get ready, and let's go. So reaching down with that foot. And relax. Bring it back here. Let's go ahead again, sit up nice and tall. Let's take that left hand, let's bring it to the right side of your chair here. We're going to do a gentle twist. You can even take that left hand outside of that right knee. Doing a gentle twist to our side. And walk it back to center. Right hand comes outside of our left knee, and again, we're gently twisting to our left side. Good, let's bring it back to center. From here, let's do a little quick wrist stretch. So to start with our mobility, let's go ahead and do some wrist circles. So we're taking it clockwise right now, small circles. Let's take it counterclockwise. And working those wrists through, nice small circles. Good, relax. We're going to reach our arms up now. So reaching them up nice and tall. And then I want you to exhale. We're going to fold forward. You can hug your shins or reach down toward your toes. And walk your way back up. We're going to do this 5 times. So reaching up nice and tall, and then again at exhale, fold to the floor. Let your back relax. You can kind of hug yourself to your knees, okay? So again, sit up nice and tall to start. Let's take a deep inhale and let's go. Right, go ahead and gently roll yourself back up. Hopefully you did 5 of those, kind of focused on your breathing, reaching up nice and tall and letting yourself gently fold over. So as we're doing this, today the whole point is we feel really tight in our neck, our shoulders. I want you to be aware of your posture. And as much as we feel this a lot in our neck and our backs, we also feel this a lot in our glutes, our hips, again, our upper back. So we're going to use that chair. If you want to use your desk for these next few ones, you can also use that. But I'm going to use my chair to show you some leg and back stretches next. So we are going to get out of our chair here next. And I'm going to take you through this sequence, and then we're going to go at it at our own pace in case you want to hold this for a little bit longer. So I'm using the top of my chair here. Now, this isn't an ordinary desk chair. I'm limited in what I have here. So feel free to use, again, whatever desk chair that you have at home. But we're going to start off the first stretch. We're going to have our palms flat on top of that chair. My knees are gonna be slightly bent here, and I'm gonna get a nice flat back, and I'm gonna push my chest down into the floor. So we're gonna do that for 30 seconds, followed by a nice hamstring stretch. So for the hamstring stretch, you're gonna place your foot on the lowest part of the chair. Unless you have good flexibility and you can go a little bit higher, that's fine. But I'm gonna be taking that right leg out straight. And if you guys can't see it, I'm flexing my toes toward my body here, okay? I'm gonna be reaching up, nice big inhale, and then I'm gonna exhale and I'm gonna fold forward and I'm gonna hold that stretch up on top of my chair. And then we will switch sides here, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get ready for that. Make sure, again, if you've got a rolling chair, make sure it's stable here. And again, you're gonna let your chest sink down toward the floor. Make sure we're not pushing that butt up in there. We wanna get a nice flat back and feel this stretch along our lats, okay? All right, everybody, let's go ahead and start. We're gonna hold a 30-second stretch here. Let's push. And slowly relax after those 3. Hopefully you enjoyed that back stretch, really feeling those lats stretch out. That's a nice one I like to do during my day. And the hamstring stretch is just a nice way to kind of try to loosen up those hamstrings as we sit down all day long. We're not quite done yet with our chair. We're going to do some mobility exercises next. As we don't want to do just stretching, we want to have a little combination of some dynamic stretches as well. We're going to still use the top of the chair here. Some of you guys may have done this position on the floor, but in case you're in your work clothes at home, that can be kind of difficult getting all the way down to the floor. So today I want to show you, in case you're dressed in business attire, this is a little bit easier to do standing. So we're going to hold the top part of our chair. You're going to take your right hand behind your ear. I want you to get your core nice and tight here, okay? I've got my feet underneath my hips. My knees are slightly bent, and again, keeping that tight core is going to help us limiting that range of motion here so that we're not pushing our limits. So from here, I want you to start your gaze forward to the chair, hand behind your head. And what we're going to do is you're going to dip that elbow, your right elbow, toward your left elbow, feeling a stretch in your shoulder blade. And then you're going to, again, keeping that core nice and tight, rotate up to the ceiling. So my back is nice and flat. I'm rotating that elbow in and then gently rotating it up. I want you to go ahead and do 10 on the right side and 10 on the left side. So let's go ahead and start these together at your own pace. Nice job. If you want to end with another lat stretch like we did a minute ago to feel after those thoracic spine rotations, that could make you feel a nice little stretch right after. Now we're going to go ahead and loosen our legs up a little bit. For this, instead of having to do any exercises or getting on the floor, you can simply use the top of that chair, and what we're going to do is we're going to do forward and lateral swings, front and back swings, and then we're going to go laterally here. So make sure you've got enough space that you're not going to kick a wall or anything behind you. We're going to stand up nice and tall, keep our core tight, and what we're going to start off with is we're going to do 10 swings. So when I say a swing, forward and back is 1 breath. So you're going to do that 10 times. Then we're going to rotate, core tight, and you're going to have that leg swing out in front of your left leg and then open, feeling that in your glute. So we'll have 10 swings laterally. We'll do that on both sides. If 10 is too easy for you and you'd like to go up a little bit, maybe it feels good and you want to do 12 to 15 reps, that's also okay. So let's go ahead and start with that right leg. Again, just kind of holding on here for some balance, and then we'll turn as we flip to our other side. And then make sure to get both sides here. So let's go ahead and begin that. Standing up nice and tall. Nice job there, guys. You might have felt a little bit of a burn there, and depending on what kind of clothing you're in, know your limits. So if you do this in the future, you need to keep it smaller or maybe not do as many reps. Again, the main key on that is not letting your back swing a lot. We really just want to keep that leg straight and just opening up that hip. So from here, as we've still got some time, I'm going to show you a few things you can do with that lacrosse ball or tennis ball. So if you have that near, if you don't have that near, that's okay. What mobility and what stretches we did at our chair is already going to be beneficial for your day. But as for deep and soft tissue, and if you have any tight spots, maybe in your neck or anything like that, this can come a long way in kind of helping to relieve that. So let's go ahead and start in our chair. So again, if you're kind of limited in your space, so starting in that chair, I want you to sit up nice and tall. Make sure that, if you have anything on your clothing that's limiting here on your chest, we will be using this ball up against your chest. So just make sure, for example, like zippers and necklaces are out of the way. What we'd like to do, a lot of us are internally rotated as we're sitting and we're typing at our desk. We really want to kind of open up that chest so we can feel a little bit looser in holding those shoulders back. So what I challenge you to do here is taking that ball in the right palm. We're going to start on our left side of our chest, so we're going underneath our clavicle and from the middle of our chest over to our shoulder blade, okay, or our shoulder here. So from here, we're going to place that. You can either do one hand or both hands for extra pressure, but I want you to do small circles. We're going to do this for 30 seconds on the left side and then switch 30 seconds on the right side. I want you to close your eyes, focus on your breathing, and focus on seeing if you can find any, any tight spots or any areas of discomfort or soreness to kind of roll out. So let's go ahead and begin. Placing that on our left side and 30 seconds right here, small circles. and relax. Already, hopefully from that, it might feel a little strange, a little numb almost on your chest here. We only did 30 seconds on each side, so again, if that felt good, go ahead and repeat that. You can do that later on throughout the day, or if you're continuing this on throughout the week, that's going to help you, especially if you feel anxious, if you feel tight here from working all day, again, to help you open up that chest. So we're not just done quite just yet with this tennis ball. We're going to do a few different things with it. Again, depending on what your workspace looks like, just do what you can here, okay? So for the next one, I'm going to show you in case you are in a meeting, like say you're in a business call or anything like that, but you want to get a little bit of mobility done at the same time. An easy way to do that, I'm going to kind of change my camera view angle here so you can see a little bit lower, is we're going to take that ball, you would slip off your shoes. We're going to take it on our right foot. So right here, I'm sitting up nice and tall, and I'm rolling the arch of my foot and pushing myself into this. Now, if you want to get up out of your desk, you can hold the side of that chair and put more weight into that foot by rolling it around here, okay? So I will let you pick. You can either choose to stay seated and roll out that foot, or go ahead and stand by that chair or by that desk. We're gonna do 30 seconds on each side. So same thing as I've been doing, I will just have you guys switch right on over, okay? So let's go ahead and begin here on our right foot. Good, go ahead and relax. Same thing as rolling our chest. Your foot might feel a little weird right now, might feel a little numb, but the idea is that we put a lot of pressure on our feet, especially right now if you're doing a lot more walking than usual, a lot more jumping motions or anything, when we're doing all these body weight workouts. This is a nice way to kind of ease some of that pressure on your foot, and this is something you can really easily do while you're sitting at your desk. So still speaking of while you're at your desk, an area we haven't covered in the last few weeks, again, I just had you guys do your chest, but we're gonna actually do our forearms today. So when you're working, when you're texting, or working at our laptops or computers, we're using our wrist flexors a lot, our tendons can get a little bit tight. So what I'm gonna do, I know it's a little bit far away, hopefully you've got your desk near you here. I'm gonna use my counter space, but what you wanna do is we're gonna place that tennis or lacrosse ball right underneath that forearm, and we're gonna slowly roll and extend that forearm. We're gonna rotate it in and out, and again, you can kind of do wrist circles as well, but I want you to try to find if there's any tight areas in that forearm. We're gonna loosen that up a little bit. So same thing's gonna happen, 30 seconds on each side. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure wherever you're getting set up, that you've got a nice flat surface and that we're not putting any strain on our back. So I'm gonna sit up nice and tall. I'm gonna push that weight into my forearm. So let's go ahead and begin here. And again, focus on your breathing, and you can close your eyes if you'd like. and relax. We're almost done here with that tennis ball or lacrosse ball. For this next area, if you have a open space wall near your workstation, that's gonna work for our next two ones that we're gonna do to finish up class. I'm gonna use this wall just right off to the side here. So first one we're gonna do is we're gonna relieve some of the stress that we have in that glute and that hip from sitting all day. So when you get up against the wall, we're gonna again do 30 seconds on each side. You're gonna try to find that glute medius, kind of right off to the side between that hip and glute. And we're gonna put pressure up against the wall. Now it's completely up to you if you wanna hold it in the same place, if you find a tight spot, or we can do small rolls against that wall. So for instance, I'm gonna start on my left side. I'm placing that ball between my glute and the wall, stepping my feet a little bit away. Again, I'm gonna relax my body here. I'm gonna roll until I find that tight spot. And again, I'm gonna choose to sit or do small rolls. So let's go ahead and begin 30 seconds and then make sure to switch sides. Nice job. Again, if you would like to do longer than 30 seconds, you absolutely can. And that's going to go for the same for our very last one today. So last one I want us to do, we work on our chest. We're going to work right by our shoulder blade. If you've been doing mobility class with me for the last few weeks, chances are you've done this one. If you are doing it, make sure you've got space on your back here. Ladies, pull your hair to the front. We're going to place this right by our shoulder blade. Be careful not to get on a nerve or anything like that. And what I'd like you to do is go up against that wall, take that ball behind you. We're going to go up against that wall, and from here, same thing, circles or holding it. You can even add some arm lifts if you'd like to work through some of that tension. 30 seconds on each side. And relax. Go ahead and finish by sitting back into your chair here. I'd like you to start just as we started this video. I want you to sit up nice and tall, palms up, shoulders pulled down and away from your ear. Close those eyes. We're going to take 3 deep breaths, and I want you to think about how your body feels right now. How did your neck feel, your back, your feet, some of the areas that we worked on. Now we did a full 30 minutes here today, but you can always do 5 to 10 minutes of this video once you start to kind of get into routine to do at your workstation. Again, take this. This is important to make sure that we aren't getting super tight. We're not prone to injuries during this time from working from home. Thank you guys so much. And again, my name is Kayla, and this was Mobility Class. Have a good rest of your day.